Good evening, people. It's dinner time. I thought I'd spend it with you because it's just so sweet and romantic. And basically, I didn't want to watch series because I've just been watching shit, and I don't feel like watching shit today. And I don't like this lighting. But I just wanted to first I'll show you what I'm having. So we've got chips, we've got ham, we've got vegetables and mayonnaise, and it tastes good. But why did I want to start this video? Because I wanted to chat about some of my goals for this year, or rather just the next few days, because I've been in a bit of a rut and I'm coming out of it right now and getting back on self-improvement, which I find a term it's a term that I don't know how I feel about it. But anyway, what I mean is that I'm just getting back with fitness and lifting and consciously trying to make an effort to improving things and to actually find out what I want to do, or rather just pursue things every day, pursuing to improve things. However you want to define improvement, but for me at the moment that is going to the gym. I'm not really doing many compounds at the moment, so it's not so much like strength training and numbers and stuff like that. It's more just I've got a couple muscle groups. I just want to get my traps to grow, want to get my rear delts to grow. I'm not too worried about everything else, so just kind of plodding along with that. But art is something that I want to do a bit more of, or that I've started doing. I've got a piece that I'm doing at the moment. It's a drawing. It's coming along, so you will see that soon when I finish it. I definitely feel like I need a busier day, and also that I need some kind of responsibility for somebody else in a way that requires us to contact each other and do something together. My friendships is something that I need to put more focus on, and that was actually kind of the initial thing that I did today to start getting this ball rolling. I want to start going back to the gym with Will and Adam, or just in general, just like inviting people to do shit and figuring out what I want to do first, and then saying, hey, I want to go out and do this because I want to do that, so yeah, friendships definitely is where it starts. Not really worried about girls at the moment because I feel like that is the last thing to come. I'm more concerned with purpose and just purpose, I guess. Figuring out what can make me useful in the day. Like what useful thing can I do for somebody else on a consistent basis. And I think it's getting close to PTing, and I want to start helping people with fitness, and I'm not quite sure where to start, is what I'm trying to say. And me sitting shirtless wasn't a marketing tactic, but rather just how I was already going, and then I just picked up the camera. So I don't know, just thought I'd say that. Fitness. So how can I help you? How can I help you with your fitness goals? That is what I need to figure out. The thing for me is, I don't feel like I've ever struggled for motivation. I mean, I definitely wasn't consistent when I first started out in the gym, and I definitely had periods of time when I didn't go. But I don't think anyone could have changed that, because it was always a case of I went when I wanted to go. And yeah, I guess it's a difficult one, because I suppose people always do go when they want to go, and that just happens to be less than what is necessary for them to get results. So does that mean that they lack motivation, or does it just mean that they don't want to go? So I guess that's the discussion that I want to have with people, because it's just an interesting topic, motivation, I think. Because it's just, do you want to do it or not? I think it is as simple as that. And knowledge about stuff comes after the decision that they want to do it. So it's like, there's nothing that I can tell you, there's no tip or trick that I can tell you that's going to get you the results in an instant. It's a case of you deciding, I want this, and then from that point you can get information to carry it out. And so it's my role to give that information. But there are definitely things that determine how much you're going to adhere to training to get results. And motivation's a tricky topic, because it's like, it's that boundary between, do you need something externally, or is it just a case of like you don't want it enough? I guess it is built up a lot on kind of our beliefs about ourselves, as in we'll decide that it's not worth pursuing because we're not worthy as a person, for example. And I think that's an important thing to go into, because it's not that you don't want that body, it's not that you don't want to feel healthy, it's that you feel like you don't deserve to feel healthy, to achieve things. And that is something that needs to be addressed, which is well before we get to the hows of building muscle and losing fat and shit. So how do you go from a point of believing that you don't deserve the results from fitness and a healthier lifestyle to a point where you feel like you do deserve that, and then you can pursue it? How did I do that? Because I guess when I say I never had a problem with motivation, I think that's more just impacted on my view of motivation. Because I definitely had periods where I didn't go to the gym. Now, I wouldn't call that a motivation. Well, I guess it is a motivation issue. It's just how we define motivation. Because I think it's used as an excuse. Like, oh, I don't have the motivation, and that's why I can't go. It's like, well, no, you don't want to go. But why don't you want to go? Because going to the gym's good for you. Right? Being healthy feels good. Why do you not want to feel good? And so I definitely did have that I think that was what stopped me from going to the gym and from having those periods where I didn't go for a long time, because of that reason. I didn't feel, just didn't want it. I didn't want it because it was very much unconscious, like subconsciously. It wasn't like I was thinking, like I was looking myself in the mirror and going, you don't deserve this, you don't deserve this body, you don't deserve to feel good. It was much less conscious than that, and more just self-sabotage in your behavior. So I'm saying to you now, the reason why you struggle to do what you need to do to improve your health and physique. I completely just lost what I was saying. Fuck me. Right, yeah. So you feel like you don't deserve it, but you don't know that you feel like you don't deserve it, probably. It's unconscious. And so I think the first step in overcoming the issue of motivation is in realizing that you're sabotaging your success. You're sabotaging yourself. You're behaving in a way which is purposely contradictory to what you need to do to get what you want, or to get the body to feel good. The first thing you need to do is realize that you're doing that. The way that you do that is, first of all, you listen to what I'm saying to you now. Just start taking that thought about your day. Start asking yourself, am I sabotaging myself? Am I behaving in a way which is contradictory to what I know is good for me? And when you start asking yourself that question, you won't notice when you do it at first. You might do a behavior, and then afterwards you'll be like, oh shit, I just ate a fuckload of cake, or I just absolutely trashed my diet, or like I just went on a fucking like binge. And then you realise after the fact, and you're like, oh shit, why did I do that? You ask yourself, you be curious, you say, why did I do that? And then that's when you remember this video, and then you say, am I sabotaging myself? Maybe I am. Why would I be sabotaging myself? Why would I be acting against what I want, against what is good for me? And then you kind of ponder on that, and then you start to accept that is what you're doing. You are purposely trying your best not to achieve, trying your best not to be happy, not to get what you want. You're purposely doing that to yourself. And once you begin to accept that idea, you'll notice it when you're doing it, and then you'll be like, oh shit, I'm in the cycle. I'm eating the cake now. I can't stop. Or whatever your vice is. Maybe it's like drinking alcohol, or watching porn, masturbating, or whatever, fucking binging on food. You start to notice while you're doing the behavior, and then you think about what we just said about, and then you'll notice again. You're like, am I sabotaging myself? Yeah, I think I am. I'm doing it right now. You can't stop it at this point, but you've noticed it earlier than what you did the last time. So that's a good thing. And then you'll finish the behavior, and you'll feel all of the feelings of it, of guilt and shame, and it feels shit because you've attacked yourself, and you've done something which you know is not good for you. And then you feel the feelings of that, and then you go about your day, and then you'll probably do it again, and you'll notice midway through again that you're doing it. You'll become conscious of it midway through, and then eventually, before you do the behavior, you notice that you're about to do it. You get the feeling, you're like, oh, I'm about to sabotage myself. You notice before. At this point, you have the choice as to whether you decide to do the behavior or not. Now, you're going to have an impulse to do it because that's what you've always done, and that's what you're in a habit of doing. But this is the point when you have the ability to stop, because before that, you're completely wrapped up in your own behavior and you're not conscious of it, so you're unable to stop yourself. But when you go through this process of making it conscious, you get to the point where before you're about to do the activity, the binge, say, you recognize that you're about to do it, and then you have the choice to not do it. And at that point, you can start building a different habit. I guess that is what motivation is all about. That's the mental side of it that you have to get. Before you can start learning the hows of how to do things, you've got to sort out this motivation aspect. I guess that is how. I know that was very all over the place, but it does make sense, and I will refine how I explain this and we'll probably talk about it more. It's that process of becoming conscious of your behaviour and accepting that you can't just stop doing something immediately, and you have to start questioning yourself as to why you want to do it, because it's only until then that you can have more understanding for yourself and your behaviour and deploy a bit of compassion, and then you can stop it. And that is when the issue of motivation is resolved. And at that point, it just becomes a case of, oh, I want to improve my body, I want to improve my health, my fitness, so I have to go to the gym. Okay, I don't really feel like going that much now, but I want the body, so I'm going to go. That is a total switch up from before, when it's like, oh, I want to get this body, but I want to eat food, and I don't know, I just don't feel like going. You know, that's the switch. So, motivation. I've been talking for fucking ages. I don't know if I'm going to upload any of that or if anything makes sense, but if it helps, let me know, and have a good night.